This time I'll call to order the Community College District Governing Board meeting of September 3rd. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Thank you. Please call the roll.
Present.
Here.
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 Did it-
We have a quorum. Item is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the? Thank you. In favor of approving the agenda, please say aye. Aye. This motion. There are no comments from members of the public about closed session. So this time we'll move into closed session and we'll reconvene the regular meeting at 2. Advocate. Moment. All right, at this time, I'll reconvene the regular meeting, Board of Action and closed session. Now invite first public comment. We have speak. So we'll move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda considered by the board to be routine. No discussion on these items prior to the time votes on the motion unless members of the public request specific items to discuss. Vote. And before the vote, question. So, the motion to approve the.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. Move on to consent, first of which is under human resource.
Good evening, President Honeychurch, members of the board. Thank you very much. The first thing I'm bringing to you tonight is a new job description, a CSK job description for human resources section. As we are evaluating our structure with Dr. Butler's help, we are looking to create some efficiencies and some positions that better fit the jobs that they're actually people would actually be doing. This job description would put a position in HR that's actually in the bargaining unit. Right now, all of our positions are confidential, and confidential under the law has specific requirements specifically related to being involved in creation of bargaining proposals. Not everybody in HR is involved in creation of bargaining proposals. So this JD would allow somebody to do most of the work at a generalist, but acknowledging that they're not really there in the role of a confidential employee of involved bargaining for approval.
Is there a motion to approve the.
Make a motion to approve. I second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions?
I do have.
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Fox, I have a question for you, sir. In regards to the how has the district or the community college handled previous?
Well, currently, we have somebody in the role that's what's known as a generalist in the confidential rank, but the work, not in a representation group. This work is being done by that person, but that person really isn't doing the same work of their generalist. So this would acknowledge that fact that, again, they're not in. They can do just about everything else that an HR generalist could do, but they're not involved in any type. So that's currently, that's how that.
Other in favor? Motion.
Aye.
13B, which is military school certifying official.
Thank you, President Honeychurch, again, members of the board. Most of you may remember a few months ago, we brought a director of the Veterans Affairs Center to the board for approval, making that a management level position. In doing that management level position, we went back and reviewed the classified job that was in the Veterans Affairs Center. And there was a need to update it with our new manager, Amy Kennedy, who helped put together a job description for veterans that actually is doing. And so that we've bargained this with the unit. For
Is there a motion? Veteran and military schools. Yes.
Make a motion to
There's a second. Second, are there any? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next item is Finance and Administration. Butler, Jason Yee.
Thank you. As Jason Yee comes to the podium, the following items that he will be presenting are related to change orders for current construction projects that are taking place 13C to 13F.
And good evening, Governing Board. This first item up approval would be change order number 2 for EF Threat, and this is for the Building 1600 modernization project. During the course of construction, they found electrical pipes, so to speak, that were too shallow in a certain area of the building. We brought a change order earlier for approval to relocate that conduit, and this is additional cost sundry items during construction for the extended schedule. Things such as trailer or portable toilet or things that are typical of construction that required. It also includes during construction, they also found that the network, the internet cabling was so routed through building 1600 to feed 200. And this was unforeseen, and it was a similar condition with the electric feed for building 200 that was going through 1600. So to better install the system to have flexibility and to be able to isolate certain buildings, we decided it was better to reroute the to be directly to 2 instead of and the approved change order 2. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, on every. You're welcome.
Could you go ahead with the other?
Yes, sir.
items?
Yeah, absolutely. The next item up would be change order number 5. This is Matrix HD for the Central Plant Replacement Project. This one is a pretty famous project around campus right now because of the leak and the repairs in various areas. This particular change order includes so I was explaining this earlier in the steering committee meeting. There are areas where we found the hydronic piping that was going over, so the piping up over. The engineers feel like this is a weak point in the system because it allows air into the line. So when the air gets captured in that top portion, no water can. And that creates a lot of issues during a hot and cold because we get a lot of concerns with buildings being too cold or too hot. And when we look, it's because sometimes, not all. So this inverting the loop makes that pipe go underneath to where the chance for water to get trapped in something that gets inverted is or not possible. So per the recommendations of the engineers, we decided to invert that pipe that feeds certain things.
Right. Are there questions on this item? I think somebody should note that the original contract sum was $8 million. Now it's $2.5 million budget. That usually, generally speaking, possibility of change orders, but this is far exceeding that.
It's
Any
cer-
comment?
yes, sir. Yeah, and we certainly don't like to bring change orders to the board. It's just an unforeseen thing that we didn't know was happening. We discovered all of these issues after the start of the central plant project, and now we have the building 1200 and 300 vault repair project ongoing to help some of these existing issues, but they're still popping up as we complete the project, as we pressurize certain areas of the campus. So these are all unforeseen, and it's unfortunate. I don't like bringing these to the board for approval, for sure.
May I ask a follow-up
Question?
question, President? Yes. Mr. Yu, thank you so much for standing up here and sharing with us in regards and explaining to us in terms of layman's term about the inversion and everything. Sounds very impressive. But my question to you is, when did this project start? How long ago did this project start?
Oh gosh, this project started May 3rd, 2023.
So it's been 2 years plus, and then now this problem has come up.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yes.
May I ask a follow-up question? Is there a quality control individual?
Yes, yeah. At the last meeting, I believe you asked a similar question regarding, and some of these change orders are because we want to do extra quality control. The original project, I didn't think we would expect any of these leaks, and after they occurred, the team sat down, and after they got the assessment, said, "Hey, whatever happened before, we can't let that happen again." So there's extra measures for additional testing, additional pressure testing. The designers have developed additional, more robust testing. Our IORs are now asked to inspect additional additional things that they weren't asked to before. So I can assure you that quality control is of the utmost importance for this one. We do, from what's happened prior, we want to make it right for us and for the folks ahead of us. We don't want to leave anyone a problem to deal with whenever that day is, whenever I'm going.
Thank you,
All
Mr.
right,
Yu,
thank
for
you.
answering the questions. I'm so sorry I had to ask these questions.
Thank you.
I'm just a little bit aghast in regards to seeing this, but I appreciate your explanation in regards to.
Yeah, I totally understand your position and welcome any questions, and I'll be as honest as I can.
We do have another question. First trustee voice.
More of just a comment. I just wanted to share, this is something that the Measure Q committee has spent a lot of time looking at. I just want to reassure that these change orders aren't due to anybody's mistake. It's not our mistake. It's not the installer's mistake. These overruns are not because somebody is messing up. It's because it turns out our underground system is way worse than we thought it was when we put out for this bid. So we don't want to wrap up the project with a bad system, right? So we want to we were going to take this opportunity to make the system good, right? And so yeah.
And if I may say, the negotiation for the change orders, we have several eyes going through them. We have the engineers going through them. I've heard of disputes of $1,000, and that's what we want, right? So every penny that's available and what's due to the district, we need to get back. And whatever work someone does, we want to be fair to them as well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee
I
Young?
would just like to make this comment. I'm a member of the board ad hoc committee for the Measure Q. And one of the main questions I asked had to do with when the college first was built in the 70s, when we moved on this campus. I was part of that move, what the building codes might have been. And what the team that we have working for us to do the rebuilding and what have you, they find this stuff was put in place in 1970. No telling what the buildings codes were. And it's more they get underground, they see more things that's in violation of the current building codes, which have to be changed. And one of some major hadn't happened 10 or 15 years ago. But luckily we got a team on board that's discovering all these issues.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, that we recently found a big concrete encasement of pipes that we're trying to invert now. And that hasn't even been brought to you for review or approval yet. Yes.
Yeah, those are the ones you're
Well-
showing us, right?
Well, I
Well,
mean,
that's-
it's just to allude that whenever you put a shovel in the ground, we don't know what's we can study the drawings as much. Yes, ma'am.
Can you show the rest of the board, email them the PowerPoint that you showed the Budget Q committee today with those pipes and things?
Absolutely,
Yes,
yeah.
that way you can go online and see what he's talking about.
If you could bear with me, I'll make sure I get that out to
Okay.
you tomorrow morning.
Okay,
Can-
very good.
I just want to add, so the pictures he showed today, and then I have sent the board a full report of the hydronic system. I can resend that to the board, and it connects item 13D, 13E, and
And
13F.
has a slide presentation we saw today.
I'll add
Whatever.
that, but
Thank
there
you.
are pictures of what he is discussing in that final report.
All right, thank you.
That means off on.
Go ahead. That's all the contract amendments. So let's move on now to F. The next one.
Sure. We haven't gone through
This is-
E yet.
Yes, E, let's go to E.
Well, I wanted to bring up E because that has to do with the additional inspections that Trustee Wingreer mentioned. So during the project, during a project meeting, they had discussed a more robust inspection plan, and it's going to take more effort on the inspector's part and more time, and that's what this change order is for the additional inspection services for the project. And the board is asked to approve this contract amendment.
All right, and that's item 13E.
Yes, sir.
And the next one for you to bring to us is 13F, which is a contract amendment to Salas O'Brien for additional engineering services.
Yes, sir. So as I was alluding to before, the additional time to develop the more robust inspection plan unfortunately took more time from the engineer that they did not foresee. They didn't expect us to have leaks everywhere and to have to develop a more robust plan. And that's what this change order is for, or this contract amendment. And the board is asked to approve this contract amendment for Optima Inspection Services.
All right, thanks for your presentation tonight. Is there a motion by trustee Boyce?
Sure, I'll make the motion to approve item 13 C, whichever C, yeah, sorry, C, D, E, and F.
Are there any other? Thank you. Any other questions? I heard you. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Go ahead.
And I also wanted to thank you for making sure that we do have these visuals and that we have the experts walking us through to understand what's going on, and that the main thing going on right now is that what's going on underground does not match the plans that was documented even in some cases. So, you know, I just really appreciate you taking the time to explain what these mean and keep us informed as it goes, because yes, it was very enlightening earlier. So thank you for your time and your presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Added information on what's going on around here.
Thank you. So it's been moved and seconded to approve each of these change orders through F. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Thanks for your
Thank
presentation.
you all. Thank you.
And next item is item G, which is adoption of the 2025-2026 district budgets, about which we heard in our last meeting.
Yes, so on behalf of VP Wheat, I'm just presenting the adoption of the 25-26 district budgets for approval. She had a JPL conference to be at, but wanted to make sure this came up for action. Last time it was here for us to be able to ask questions, and so we're requesting approval of the 25-26 district budgets.
I move for approval.
Okay, it's been moved and
I
seconded.
move.
I'm
realize
just gonna
I'm
say
on
it's
the
been moved and
sand.
seconded.
Okay.
So, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so we've adopted the district budget. Next item is Student Services Vice President Neely gets a speaking part. And this is a CSUB Social Work Field Placement Agreement.
Yes, thank you. I'm not just an extra tonight. Thank you, President Honeychurch. Good evening, members of the board. Yeah, this is a field placement agreement with Cal State East Bay, and this is really supporting the practicum requirements for a Master's of Social Work student who is also happens to be our Dreamer Center liaison. So essentially, even though you'll notice in the agreement that it stipulates up to 5 years, this is really kind of a one-off opportunity that we have with a single student of theirs who will be supervised here on site as they conduct the work of the Dreamer Resource Center. So it's also an opportunity to meet needs of the district in providing even more enhanced services for our undocumented immigrant students. So we're asking the board for approval of this placement agreement.
Right. Thank you, Vice President Neely. Is there a motion to approve the Social Work Field Placement Agreement?
I make a motion to approve item 13H.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. We're now on to information. Sure.
Is, it would be really nice to know what that program does and how we support our students,
Sure, I'm happy to.
just so that we know more than we do.
Absolutely,
or
I'm happy to
more
liaise
than
with.
I do. Thank you.
Absolutely, happy to liaise with Dr. Butler, and we can figure out at the timing and what's appropriate,
Okay.
but happy to do that and provide as much information
I
as
think
you
it would be
all wish.
important in today's world.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a
For that
question
suggestion.
about the. I have a
Yes.
question about the agenda item.
Sure.
Do you know which room the Dream Center will be established in, or do we not have information on that yet?
Yeah, so we're right in the middle of that transition. It had been located, and forgive me, I don't know the actual room number, Jason probably does, but on the second floor of the 400 building on one end near where the edge of financial aid is, and it's ideally we're moving it to the other opposite corner office, which is a much bigger space. So we can create the Dreamer Liaison Center there, but it also has privacy in terms of being able to meet with students one-on-one as well. So yeah, we're right in the middle of that transition. So we'll do a kind of an advertisement and pub that once we're ready to go.
Okay, thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you. Next item is on our agenda is item 14, which is information items. No action is required. Are there any information items from the superintendent president? Any announcements from members of the board of the?
I don't have an announcement, President Honeychurch, but I do want to go back to the approval of the budget. Last time during our hearing, our meeting, we did make a request to see a multi-year budget from past numbers. Is that still a possibility when VP Wheat returned to provide that multi-year, perhaps a 5-year from 2020 until now or something like that? Just to give myself as a newly elected trustee some perspective in regards to the budget.
Yes, I believe VP Wheat shared that she would be providing that. The request was for future, but if you would like it, she can provide that.
Would that be, if it's not too much trouble, would it be okay to go from
Yes.
5 years from 2020 and then a future too as
Yes.
well? Thank you so much.
Next item is items from the board. Any board members have any announcements or items? Not, then we'll move to adjournment. Is there a motion? So it's been moved and seconded to adjourn the motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.